Welcome, everybody. This is an episode of Seent. My name is Dalen Kirkwood with WeGotComms.com, and I have myself a special guest today. His name is Patrick Huskey. He's got himself a YouTube channel called Nerd Table. I highly advise people check it out. It's funny, it's cool, it gives some good information. I didn't even know that they made up a Robin. It was a good thing. But I'm just saying, Patrick, you be making some good points on there. Nay, I say salient points. Now, this actually said, you agreed to be a part of Seent today. How are you feeling this good afternoon?
I am feeling just great. Thank you for having me.
Again, great. I'm glad I could get you to agree to this. We've been trying to get this going for a while. So
I'm a busy man.
You're a very busy man. You're a manager last I checked.
God did it.
All right, so with the episode of Seent, each of our episodes is basically talking about some sort of a media that we had watched and talking about how we actually perceive the show, movie, game, whatever it might actually be. And in this particular case, we are going to be talking about the movie M3GAN. With it, it was a horror movie that was... I'm going to ask you in this particular case, how do you feel about M3GAN as a horror film?
I definitely think it has its moments where it works, but it kind of gives me like Scream vibes where it's more of a horror comedy in a way.
Well, I definitely think that they're supposed to have some comedy in there because they got. I honestly cannot remember his name currently, but they have the Asian American man from. What was the Trevor Noah show or the Daily Show?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I knew he looked familiar. I was like,
where have I seen him before? But yes, he was predominantly from the Daily Show with Trevor Noah, and he never actually got his own show, but he shows up in a couple of movies. You might actually recognize him as well from the Marvel movie. I want to say Shang-Chi. What was the name of that? Huh?
Shang-Chi?
Yes, I cannot pronounce it currently, but yes, he was the guy who was doing the announcement for the ring fighting when Abomination was.
Oh, you're right, he was.
He shows up in a lot of stuff.
Damn it! Good on him.
Good on him. He's doing stuff. He's in movies, but he can't get his own TV show, and he knows it. So he just makes do with the good amount of money he makes from being on larger action films, and in this case, M3GAN being his next project. The main characters of M3GAN, I don't really know all that well, but personally, I think they did a fair job in acting in this movie, but I'm going to ask you an additional question in this particular case. How did you feel about the story of M3GAN, Patrick?
Well, I think what's different from, like, M3GAN and other, like, killer doll movies is it's more of, like, killing for love than it really is, like, anger or ultimate power or whatever it usually is in a killer doll movie. So, like, the story is definitely different. It's something newer in a way, and I think the story more or less is really good. It's also about grief. I think throughout the most part of the movie, it holds on pretty strong. I think it's a pretty good story for the most part.
But do you think it's a cohesive story, that being said?
Yeah.
it made its point. It told its story, had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Though I will say that I felt like the ending fell short. I'm going to say personally, and I'm actually going to put this out here as a minor spoiler, being that when the movie ended, I'm thinking to myself, where the heck are the consequences for this woman? She did so many things wrong in every aspect of this film, and you know she should have known better as an adult. She's a grown-ass woman who decided to... Don't get me wrong, she makes toys for a living. But she made an AI doll that she could see going crazy as time went on, and she has this skeptical face the entire movie. She's super skeptical the entire movie. She has resting skeptical face.
Oh boy.
But that said, you do actually believe that the movie itself ended on a good note then?
Yeah, no, I really do enjoy the ending and how everything goes throughout it. She definitely is gonna get sued or something though, right?
I'm pretty sure she's going to jail. That woman is going to jail.
Right?
But yeah, she's definitely going to jail. People died over this, and she did not do a good job of putting proper protocols in place to ensure people would not die. Now, I know during a previous conversation that we had, I was talking about the fact that I watched this movie, and originally the movie was recorded as rated R, but then they knocked it down to PG-13 or something like that because they ended up editing out the blood and things like that. But my understanding is that you did see the unrated version, correct?
I did. I got to see it on Peacock, and yeah, a lot of blood. I think there was additional swears in it too. Yeah, it was like I mean I'm not gonna spoil any of the kills or anything, but the end, like one of the last few kills, it's just so gory. It's just everywhere.
But that's the point. You have the gore in a horror movie. You want a good semi-gory horror movie if you're gonna make a horror movie at all. If you don't have gore,
you want buckets of blood.
I don't know about buckets, but sure, why not?
I do.
Let's go all carry on this. Let's go carry on this.
Pig's blood.
Now, for this movie, for me, it was actually a pretty fun film to actually watch because obviously, just based on the conversation so far, I know that you're a bit of a fan of Chucky. I'm a fan of Chucky, and this is like AI Chucky. I know that there was a remake of Chucky that was an AI version. And it wasn't that great of a film. I mean, it was Chucky, but it didn't really touch base on anything new. All right, so we understand your feelings about the Chucky movie. Maybe we'll make a scene about that.
Damn it.
But for now, what?
I said, damn it, I can't escape.
No, you can't escape Chucky. Chucky is just everywhere. But that'll be way down the line if we end up going back for something like that. But in regards to this film and the way that it was portrayed, I like I was saying, I had fun with it, especially the way that the girl who played the AI doll M3GAN moved. I was very much appreciative of the way she did that robot, because there were points where I would look at her face and she would just be super creepy in her infinite stare of darkness and void, and the way she would actually stalk people through the woods and in the office buildings. It was just, I appreciated the way she did the role of M3GAN. I know for Chucky, and again, not having CGI in a film, it could make all the difference in a movie. But do you think they did a good job graphics wise for this film, or at least production wise? Do you think it was very well made?
Yeah, no, they definitely put the money in the right places, and I'm a huge fan of practical stuff in horror movies. And so for them to use a practical doll, a practical person, I mean, like in a doll suit, the way, and like it made her movements a lot more believable, and it also kind of added like a little scariness to her, knowing it can move very similar to a human.
And I will say in this case, the forest scene was one of the best scenes in the whole movie to me. But I gotta say, the climax, I will say, I'm gonna say it this way: they actually built up M3GAN. In regards to story, they built her up so well that by the end of the movie, I'm like, yeah, this is super believable and super crazy. I do not want this girl in my house ever in my life.
Buy you a M3GAN doll.
Do you want yours? No, please don't buy me.
I'm gonna buy you a life-size. I'm gonna buy you a life-size M3GAN doll.
Oh God, you might as well just buy yourself a Barbie. All right, that's fine. I know the Barbie movie's coming out. Just buy yourself a Barbie.
No,
you know you want to. You know you want yourself a life-size what is it, Margot Robbie? You want a Margot Robbie. All right, but all in all, just as a film for M3GAN itself, when it comes to telling people, hey, should you or should you not watch this film, what is your say on this, good sir?
Oh, I would definitely tell people to watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it again within like a couple of months for sure. It's probably gonna add into like my horror movie loop that I like to have. It definitely was enjoyable and entertaining.
That said, when I originally saw the trailer for this film, I was totally turned off by it simply because I thought it was going to be like super B movie vibes and it was going to be a cookie cutter horror film. But then I actually watched the film. I was that was very pleasantly surprising of how good this film was. Even the rated version, I enjoyed the heck out of the film. I'm sure the unrated version is far more fun, as you've already mentioned, with the extra blood and gore. But I highly recommend this film to anybody that has the chance to watch it, Peacock or otherwise. That said, I understand that you enjoyed the movie, Patrick, and just thumbs up all the way around for this movie. For all the producers involved, I'm going to say great job. But Patrick, you got anything left that you want to say before we close out today?
You know what? Yeah, I do want to just tell you a quick funny thing that happened because I was watching the movie with all my friends, and during that wood scene when the boy first takes the doll and he's like taking off the shoe or whatever, we were all just watching in anticipation, and then one of my friends leans over to me and goes, "Is he gonna rape the doll?" And just lost it laughing. I lost it laughing at every scary moment.
Hey, that boy did have problems. That boy had some problems.
All the scariness out of that scene was kind of gone for a split second as I bursted out laughing.
Hey, he had the right idea when he said it, but we all knew it wasn't gonna happen.
No. That would have been a weird direction for that movie.
All right, well,
Chucky
that's
did
it
it,
for an episode of Seent. Yes, well, we don't need to bring that up. All right, so thank you for joining me on this episode of Seent, Patrick. I hope to have you on future episodes once again.
Thank you for having me.
That said, once again, yeah, of course, that again, wegotcoms.com is generally where this episode is listed. You can go again to his YouTube channel, check out his other videos in regards to other things. Most recent thing that he talked about was Gotham Knights, which is the reason why I brought up the Robin thing. Go to Nerd Table on YouTube. But that said, thank you for joining us, and you all have a great night.